And this question reminds me of this sort of Western view on the Middle East, which is, you know, you may not see it as somebody sitting in London, but by far the worst thing for a Palestinian is not Israel. It is our fellow countrymen. It's the other Palestinian with an AK-47. Another Palestinian with an AK-47, aka Hamas, is so dangerous for the average Palestinian because it becomes almost like a thug society. Whoever governs is the one with the weapon, and you can't build a society like that. And that's really, unfortunately, the situation in Gaza, before the war, after the war, during the war, even today. Yes, absolutely they're terrorists. And I'm not the one saying this just because I have an Israeli citizenship. You know, people will say that in Saudi Arabia. They are terrorists. The Hamas people are terrorists. The Emiratis will tell you the same thing. Hamas are terrorists. You know, I think it's important that we put enough pressure on the people with guns like Hamas that it's not cool. You're not a resistance fighter. You're by definition a terrorist because you're instilling fear in people without any rule of law.
Even though the argument would be, I guess, that they're resisting oppression, they're resisting occupation, and this is an expression of the anger that is felt in Gaza.
Yeah, I think that argument works on the Western audience. It's a bullshit argument. Excuse my words. I happen to be also Palestinian, come from Palestinian parents for hundreds of years. And I can tell you that that's not how resistance looks like. And those people should never govern. They should never be in any position of govern. This is absolutely, with no hesitation, Iranian proxy terrorism. How do people not see it? I get the Western idea of it, which is, oh, these poor people, let's support them because they don't know any better. It's almost racist. These protests are almost racist, and you can quote me on this, and you can cancel me on this. It doesn't really matter. Why are they racist? Because they have this soft bigotry of low expectations. We do not expect much from the Palestinian, so they can kill, they can do whatever they want, they can do October 7th, and they're always oppressed, and therefore they can do no wrong. I think that's misguided. I am Palestinian, and I'm telling you, we have done something wrong. We cannot pursue terrorism, or we cannot pursue this armed resistance as a way to get independence. And there is a world where we need two states for two people that are equally indigenous. That's the future we should build. Not for, we want one state, Palestine, 1948 lands. That's just never going to happen. And then I really dug deep into the United Nations, and I realized it is the least effective bureaucracy I've ever seen in my life. And there is no way I would trust the United Nations with anything